anybody to play with. I don't have anybody to play with. I don't have any friends. Oh shit. Don't have any friends to play with. GTA 6 is coming out, and I don't have no friends. How you guys doing? This channel is for facts and facts only. Let's edit some more personality, nigga. Alright, so you don't have any friends. You don't have any friends at all. Well, that seems like a problem. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, making friends is one of the easiest things you can do. Now listen. Let me get one thing straight. I can relate to a lot of you guys, okay? I really can. All right? I used to not have friends for like that, for real. You know, probably back in like second grade, third grade. Maybe if we're talking about in the sense of making friends as you're an adult, it's a lot harder due to you not being as open, or due to you not being in environments that make you more prone and more vulnerable to having friends. There's a lot of factors, you know. I mean, you graduated college, now you got a full-time job, you're interacting with less people. Less people are socialized due to how a lot of people like to be reserved, keep to themselves. I think with forming a sense of community, there's a lot of upsides about it. There's a lot of upsides that we must reflect upon and we must bring to our attention. We must realize that community is one of the best things of all time. Community is what led to socialization. Community is what leads to the capitalistic society that we are in this today. Community is what has led to the Industrial Revolution and how things have evolved, especially within the means of technology, innovative thinking abilities that one can possess, but can also be garnered through shared beliefs or ideas among a group of people. And when we atomize ourselves and, you know, keep us away, you know, refrain us from making any sort of connection, any sort of bond in relationships, you know, it just leads to economical decline. It leads to environmental decay. It leads to, you know, an economy that doesn't prosper, that doesn't, you know, evolve. It leads to the lack of socialism, you know? So it's like, community is important. It's important to have friends. It's important to build skills. It's important to talk to people. It's important to have all those things, okay? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not just saying this. I'm not just saying shit out of my ass here. It's important. Now, I understand that sometimes it may be hard to make friends. I get that. I get that a lot. You know what I'm saying? Especially as you get older. The older you get, the more people tend to want to mind their own business, do their own thing, get their own money, live their own lives. You know what I'm saying? But it's not impossible, all right? We're getting close to GTA 6 and you don't have any friends, all right? This is something that can be easily resolved, and that starts with taking a look at yourself first, okay? Do you love yourself? Because here's the thing about it, right? A lot of people just go blindly into the thought of, hey, let me get some friends. I want friends. I can't make any friends. But people are not confident enough to even approach people. People are not confident enough to, you know, to simply ask someone, yo, hey, how you doing? People are not confident enough. People don't have the balls to simply interact with a stranger due to how, you know, they're scared of how that stranger will perceive them as. They're scared of how judgmental or non-judgmental that person might be towards them. They're scared of a certain outcome that doesn't fucking matter. You know, if you're looking at it from the grand scheme of things, right? No, you should not give a fuck about what nobody thinks about you, bro. Like, no one should care. No one should care, and if they do care, you shouldn't care. You know? And that starts with loving yourself. As long as you love yourself for who you are, then who the fuck cares, bro? That's the first thing, okay? Second thing is, nigga, if you are walking up to somebody and asking them, hey, how are you doing? Just start off as a little hello. I really don't like the small talk thing. I would rather somebody tell me about the time they got their ass bitten by an alligator than to tell me, oh, how's the weather? Wonderful weather we're having and shit like that. But at the same time, you know, sometimes small talk is required, you know, especially through parties that are both filled with anxiety. And that starts with making the first move. Doing something. A lot of people don't like to make the first move. Okay, sometimes you got to take initiative. You need to first love yourself. You need to learn how to love yourself. Maybe you can make friends with other people due to their having some sort of common ground. Maybe you might find someone that doesn't love themselves as well, and you can find some sort of common ground and build some sort of relationship with them. Okay, but it is more ideal and would be better in your favor for friendship development if you start to take a look at yourself in the mirror, see if you love yourself or not, and if you don't, find ways to improve that. It all starts with you. If you can't take care of yourself, how you gonna take care of other people? If you can't love yourself, how you gonna love other people? Same for romantic relationships, or same for platonic, in my personal opinion. I can't be like friends with people like if I don't love myself to a certain degree. As much as people want to say I don't love myself, you know what I'm saying, you clearly do, but not to the extent that you want to. You love yourself enough to establish a bond with somebody that can relate to how you're feeling. At least that's my theory. That's my analysis. Because if you didn't love yourself entirely, you would just abstain and regret and keep yourself away and atomize yourself from any possible relationship with anybody. And that's due to you feeling like there's no point of or no point of forming these bonds. But you have bonds. You love yourself to an extent, but you need to work on yourself to get to that higher standard, to get to that the top of the hierarchy. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? And it just takes steps. It takes steps to get there. So you must try to love yourself first. Then once you have some sort of bond with yourself, you have some sort of self-esteem, right? That is when you can develop relationships with people, which comes from you being the initiator. A lot of people don't want to initiate nowadays, you know what I'm saying? But nigga, you need to start doing some shit. You need to go up to people. You need to see who fits the vibe check or not. Hey, how are you supposed to know if somebody fits your vibe check or not if you haven't even done anything? You need to actually, first off, get a fucking job, because that will expose you to the real world and expose you to a multitude of people, which then you can form bonds with, potentially based on if they fit, or you have common ground, or you have something that resonates with them and they have something that resonates with you. It's all a process. That's very easy once you get the hang of it, you know? You can't live in this society, especially nowadays, without having a group of friends, maybe 1 to 2 friends, bro. Even one friend, you know, one great, good friend, but I'd say probably 2, 3. But even one friend is better than none, bro. You can't tell me that we are about to head into 2026. GTA 6 is about to come out and you don't have any friends, bro. Grow some fucking balls, bro. Seriously. Like, it's not a joke. As much as I like to joke around, like, this is not a joke, bro. Like, I'm being dead ass with you. You need to establish a bond with somebody to keep you sane. We as humans, we are not made to be alone. We are not made to live an individualistic lifestyle where nothing else matters. Cause sure, maybe you can, do your own thing. And I'm not declining independency, of anything. I love independency. You're able to do things for yourself. You don't have to rely on anybody. But having relationships is a part of a human's existence. It's in Maslow's hierarchy. Okay? You need to have relationships with people. That is one of the fundamental needs of life. All right? You need it. Without it, you're fucked. You're fucked. I'm just being honest. Because think about it, right? There's no fulfillment. Say you live an individualistic lifestyle. You make all the bread you want, doing your own thing. You have the wealth, you have the money, you have the cars, you have all these materialistic things. Big house, nice cars. But who are you going to share that with? You have all this shit to yourself. Who are you going to, enjoy your wealth with? How are you going to enjoy your success without people? It's all pointless, bro, if you don't make some sort of bond with somebody. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, bro. Just saying. It's going to be a very lonely time for you. A lonely, very lonely world. Even if you become successful, what you want to do. If you don't have friends to talk to, if you don't have friends that you can share your wealth with, share your success with, so that you have some sort of fulfillment. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, nigga, you know that you need friends. I know that you need friends. So what's stopping you? Anxiety, panic attacks. Maybe you have some sort of neurotic mind, when it comes to interacting with people. Maybe you have some sort of neuroticism, but you need to train yourself. You need to train yourself, because being lonely is not it, bro. It really isn't, bro. Have you ever seen those Mr. Beast videos where you have a challenge of winning a substantially high amount of money if you remain in a certain area with nobody around for a long period of time? The Mr. Beast videos where I remember some guy was in like a store or some shit, and he had to stay there for as long as possible, and every day that passes he gets like 10K or something added to his final reward. The man, like, he was getting a lot of money, but the nigga was starting to miss his family, starting to miss his kids. He had a wife and kids. He was starting to get sad, he's starting to get lonely, and he was starting to become a little psychotic. It's almost as if there was some sort of development of schizophrenia, when it came to him doing the challenge at one point. It's like niggas start to go crazy. It's like, do you ever see them videos where niggas be like in a white room, trapped in there for a social experiment or for a psychological experiment, and then they end up going crazy after a little while? It's because, nigga, we're not meant to be alone, bro. We're not. Us humans were not made. We were not intrinsically made to be alone. It's just not reality. It's not possible. So the more you isolate yourself, the more you want to live this individualistic lifestyle, the more it hurts you, bro. The more it hurts. You know, hopefully no one sees that, but yeah, you need to start developing some friends, bro. Dead ass. It's kind of getting cringe. We're not made to live in a world without any sort of company. Imagine you just being in a suburban area with a bunch of houses everywhere, but streets built, everything's built, trees made, flourishing, flowers flourishing. You got a bunch of shops around, and you're just driving there, but you don't see a single car in sight. You go into a store, it's completely open, right? Completely open. You don't see cashiers. You don't see people walking around. The bitch is literally empty. You walk around a park that's known for being public during the day. You walk around that park, and anywhere you go in your suburban area or city, there's just nobody to be seen. You got the infrastructures of the buildings, you got the signs, you got the bus stops, but there's no people. Just think about it. You would feel crazy, bro. You'd be on some type timing, bro. You be on some crazy type timing. Real talk. Because us humans, we're not made to be alone in society. As much as we want to have, or some people want to have this, oh, I'm an introverted sort of mentality, there's going to be a time where you seek not even to just interact with people. You just want to see people exist. You just want to see people doing their thing, minding their business, doing what they need to do, and going home, going about their day. Some introverts don't like talking to people, but in reality, some people claim they don't like people, or they don't want to see people, or they don't want to be around people, or you know what I'm saying? But in reality, you want to see people, or else if you don't even just glimpse a human, if you don't glimpse an individual, you're gonna go crazy. You will go crazy, bro. Just being honest with you. And it's just because humans are intrinsically people that need to mate in order to survive. It's been like this since the dawn of time, since the supposed Adam and Eve. So, nigga, you need to make some friends, bro. Make 1 or 2 friends, bro. Go up to them, talk to them, conversate, get to know somebody. If you don't fuck with their vibe, say fuck it and leave, bro. But continue to try to have some sort of interaction with humans. It's important. Just 1 or 2. You don't have to interact with everybody in the store. You don't need to get everybody to like you. And be yourself, of course. You don't want to be a fake ass nigga that caters to everybody. You can't please everybody, but find that person. It doesn't matter how long it takes. It's like a job application. You may not get hired at 1 job. You may not get hired at 2 jobs, 3, 4, 5. But if you keep going, eventually you'll find one that fuck with you, fuck with your vibe, fuck with your energy, and they'll hire you. They'll let you into their realm. You see what I'm trying to say? So it's like, yeah. But like, yeah, that's all I got. You know what I'm saying? Get some friends, bitch ass nigga. Okay, I'm playing. But get some friends for real. Likesubpeace, break a leg, nigga.
Real trap shit.